benefiting the fire victims in Altadena. But let that ride, Miles. We always ask guests who are in studio what walk-on song they prefer. Everybody that comes in here gets to choose a song they want to walk on to, right? That's how we do it. So Marsha Warfield walks in and Miles says, Miss Warfield, what's your walk-on song today? She said, how about my own song? So that is you are the first person ever to bring their own theme music with them. Tell me about this track, Marsha Warfield.
I wanted to have a walk-on song for clubs and stuff, and especially for my show, The Book of Marsha, which is more biographical than just a plain stand-up. And so my friend from Chicago, Zane Grey, who wrote songs for LTD, he wrote, what is it, Back in Love Again?
Yeah.
He wrote...
Miles, as soon as you finish this, pull that up. I love that song from LTD.
Anyway, so I called him up and we got to talking, and I said, can you do me a little theme song? And he did. And we collaborated on it. He came up with the basic thing, and he said, we got a rap for you and everything. And he came up with that. I said, but I need more saxophone.
Yeah.
I just need some saxophone. I'm old school, and I miss those sax.
You miss the horns?
Them sax interludes in the songs that just got real nasty. And so he put that in there, and now we have our own 5+ minute song, and I can have my own music.
I ain't mad at you. Every superhero needs his or her own theme song. And so I ain't mad at Marsha walking up in here with her own theme song. Okay, Miles, I feel like you're having some fun today. Since she mentioned it, you got some LTD for me? Turn that up. Turn that up. So, Miles, let that ride. I'm going to tell a story that Marsha may not know. Marsha told us the story of her friend who wrote this song.
I believe so,
yeah. Yeah, he helped write this song for LTD. So while that rides, Jeffrey Osborne is, I consider a friend. He was on this program not too long ago. And I asked him, I said, Jeffrey, you've been out there so long, man. Tell the story of how you got to be a member of LTD. And he said, it's a funny story, Tavis. Grew up in Providence. He's from Providence, Rhode Island. And the OJs were in town for a show one weekend, Marsha. Their drummer was having some substance abuse issues right about this time.
Okay.
And Jeffrey was like 13 or 14, but already a pretty proficient drummer. So Eddie and the band say, we got a problem. We don't have a drummer tonight. And the bodyguard, the bouncer at the club said, there's a kid around here who's pretty good at playing drums. They said, a kid? We're the OJs. They said, no, this kid's pretty good. Long story short, at 14,
right,
Jeffrey Osborne sat in for the weekend with the Mighty Mighty OJs.
Right.
He was so good, they wanted to take him on tour. His mama said, I don't think so. So at 14, Jeffrey Osborne did not go on tour. Fast forward a few years later, he's playing drums for LTD. Fast forward a few more years, he comes off the drums up front to be the lead singer, and that's the Jeffrey Osborne story. Turn it up, Miles.
Okay.
Jeffrey sounds so good. I'm going to let this ride out. When we come forward, we will, for real, commence our conversation with Marsha Warfield.
All right.
On Tavis Smiley.
Hope, agency, dignity. This is Tavis Smiley.
Can you dig it? Come on!
This is an ad by BetterHelp Online Therapy. When it comes to relationships, we often hear about the red flags we should avoid, but it's just as important to focus on the green flags. Think about how you want a relationship to feel, one where your boundaries are respected and you're encouraged to be your best self. If you're not sure what that looks like, therapy can help you identify those qualities so you can embody the green flag energy yourself and find it in others. Because whether you're dating, married, or building a friendship, it's time to form relationships that love you back. BetterHelp connects you to a diverse network of over 30,000 therapists worldwide with expertise in a wide range of issues, from depression and anxiety to work and relationships. It's 100% online and sign-up only takes a few minutes. Find your green flag energy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/ABC Radio today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ABC Radio.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
Freedom is an endless meeting, so let's get back to it with Tavis Smiley.
Oh, you sure have got me, girl. At last, I'm past the fantasy. Into my reality, oh yes you are. More than just a love token. Hey girl, we've got it working. Never had a love like this before. No. Never had a love like this before.
So Marsha Warfield and I are in the studio grooving right about now. Let that ride, Miles. That sounds good, just as good as LTD. So tell me why we're playing this song, Marsha Warfield.
Well, Zane Grey and his partner, Lamron Hanks, wrote Never Had a Love Like This Before for Tavis.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big hits they had. And then they did You Fooled Me.
Uh-huh.
And Jeffrey Osborne recorded it.
Uh-huh.
They did too.
Yeah.
So they had two hits off of their one. And I'm just so happy to say I got Gray and Hanks to write
your theme song, yeah.
Now,
I was saying to Marsha, we do live radio. I never know where this stuff gonna go, and I love people like Marsha coming on because we just let it do what it do, right?
Okay.
And so she comes on and she mentions her theme. We played her theme song, and she mentioned the songwriter, and turns out her songwriter's writing stuff for LTD,
right.
Writing stuff for Tavis. I'm like, why not play it?
Okay.
So turn it up, Miles. It sounds good. I love it.
I'm just so impressed with the poetry.
Yeah.
At last, I passed the fantasy.
Say that again.
At last, I passed the fantasy. I am so impressed with the lyricism,
Yeah.
the lyrics,
Yeah.
the poetry.
See, I resonate with that. this audience I think knows I say it all the time. I'm a lyricist myself. I love lyrics. I mean, that's a funky groove. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But you put a funky groove with some powerful lyrics.
And when I do my podcast, every episode is accompanied by a playlist of auntie music. And that's the music your auntie tells you to put on when she's tired of that boom, boom, bang, bang stuff.
I like that, auntie music. Since you referenced that, tell me about your podcast.
I started doing Midnight in the Marsha verse.
I love that name, by the way.
I have
Midnight in the Marsha verse.
Own world, because this world is just too messed up to live in without a place to escape to.
Yeah.
So I have my Marsha verse, but I've been a night owl my whole life.
Yeah.
And people want you to do their podcast and their stuff, and they want me to disrupt my schedule and flip it over.
Yeah.
So I said, when I do a podcast, I want to do mine at midnight.
Yeah.
And, we hang out, and it's just a real chill, positive. I think we need more positivity. We look at ourselves so negatively.
Yeah.
Because everything that we see is put out has a negative bent, because if it's not in your universe.
I get it.
And so it has the things that feed other people's hate, feed our own hate of ourselves. And so we don't get the opportunity. We don't often hear the baby, you are doing so well. I am so proud of you. You look at you. And I think it's my job.
Yeah.
And last night, we taped a couple of nights ago, and it'll drop tonight at 9 here and midnight back east, with Monique.
Ooh.
And I wanted to just talk to her, because everybody confronts her about something. And I didn't want to do that. I want to talk to my sister in comedy.
Yeah.
And so it's a fun, kind of enlightening conversation. I had a ball with her.
What is it like? So first of all, Monique is my friend. On this program any number of times. I just saw her here in L.A. a few weeks ago. She's on tour with Kat.
Right,
Kat
she said that.
Yes, I saw her when she was in town. What's it like when Marsha Warfield and Monique get together? The two M's, Marsha and Monique in conversation. What is that like?
We just talk.
Yeah.
She asked me questions, I asked her questions, and we just talk like family, like people who've been in the same business, but at different stages of the development of the business.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was most striking was that she managed to build her career, do pretty much her whole career in front of black audiences. Whereas success for people in my era, whether it be Spoon, Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney, we did black comedy for white audiences.
Right.
And that goes back all the way. I mean, so did Dick Gregory and Godfrey Cambridge. Red didn't. Not as much. They stayed a little more home. But for her to be able to say that she could achieve what we consider mainstream pinnacle, the Academy Award, she said that wasn't her dream, and she managed to make her dream come true at home.
Yeah. Miles, I don't want to give this away, but there's a Marsha clip that I pulled last night that I want to play, and the one I want to play, and I don't want to get ahead of the joke because I don't have it identified on my phone, but it's a clip where she starts out asking, "Are there any black people in the audience tonight?" Find that clip, Faraji. Find that clip right quick. Let me know when you got it. I want to play it because Marsha just said something that made me think about that. About back in the day, y'all were playing in front of these white audiences,
right?
And Monique made her career mostly in front of black audiences. Over the years, what have you learned to be the distinct difference between those two audiences, black folk and white folk?
Well, I just recently did shows in front of black audiences in Chicago and Baltimore.
Your hometown, Chicago.
Yes.
And Faraji's hometown of Baltimore. You met Faraji?
Oh, he's a lovely man. We had a nice
lovely
conversation.
No, you ain't met Faraji yet. Who you talking about? Lovely? No, just to you. He from Baltimore.
That's one of my sons.
Oh, okay.
I just adopted him.
You claiming him already?
Already.
Well, when you leave, take him with you.
Okay.
No, just to you. I'm just teasing. But you were saying you just did some black audiences. Go ahead.
And I was uncomfortable.
You were uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable. And it was me.
Marsha, you're a veteran.
But it was me. I was uncomfortable with the amount of homophobia and sexism that was taken for granted that we were all on the same page.
Ooh.
You know, it's just tolerated. And so I didn't realize until then. I'm in my 70s. I'm still making these kind of
adjustments,
understandings of who I am and why I am. I didn't realize that my discomfort with my own sexuality, my own identity, did not start in the white community. It was, those seeds were planted there. But I experienced it first from black people. And when I heard it, it just took me back to a time when I couldn't come out, when I couldn't be myself, when the prevailing wisdoms was they ain't gonna let you, and you're a girl, and all those kind of things. And it made me sad, you know. Not to say that there's, I don't know how to put it, not putting down the people who do it that way, you know. We all come up from that. You know, but I want to break that kind of negative conversation we have. You know, even when we greet each other friendly, hey, yo, bald head, and you're talking to somebody who might just have graduated from college or just started a whole conglomerate, and the first thing, hey,
negative,
and I want to change that. I want us to celebrate us, because until then, you won't recognize how far we've come.
Yeah. Is your indictment, this is getting good for me now, I want to stay with you, is your indictment of the comedians you saw that night or the audience that night?
Neither. My problem is the, how do I put it? Growing up, if you grow up in a negative kind of expectation, you're going to perpetrate it. These are funny, talented people, and they communicate. We communicate as black people on a level we're not always aware of. We can communicate. There's a knowingness that we have that has been a survival technique, but it's not necessarily where that came from. It just came from the camaraderie, communion. We know. I can see you on the street. We see each other on the street. We nod. We've communicated and exchanged energy on a level we don't ever really understand, or not understand, don't recognize. You just told that person that they're safe with you, that you're not a threat, and they've told you I ain't no threat to you.
Just with a nod.
How you doing?
With a nod, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you've communicated so much more than you recognize and celebrate.
Yeah.
I mean, and so it happens. I was talking earlier, I said, all these internet memes that say when you see black people running, what you do?
Yeah.
You run.
Exactly.
You ain't nobody got to say
you
nothing.
don't wait. Exactly. You just start running.
Stand there and go, oh, what's going on around here? I don't care.
Exactly.
Them people just told me to run.
Yeah.
And so once we expound that out to the levels that is real, if that's the only problem you got, we ain't got no problems.
Yeah.
We have so much to celebrate. There's been so much that's happened through my lifetime that I feel compelled to just be auntie to everybody under 60 and say, baby, you are, do you know who you are? Do you know how proud I am of you? And if that means anything to you, I want to tell you that.
Yeah. You know, the irony of that is, two things come to mind right quick. The irony of that is that's Monique's flow as well. Monique has not been around as long as you've been around, doing it at the level you've done it at for as long as you've done it, but that's her flow as well. And so I'm listening to you and this space that you're occupying now, and the way you're approaching people that you come in contact with, and that resonates with me, because Monique is sort of the same way. The other thing I thought about while you were talking, and I'll give it to you this way, Maya Angelou told me many times that processing pain without perpetuating pain is rough business.
Okay.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
That's how Maya put it. That processing pain without perpetuating pain is rough business.
Yeah. But we have to accept a lot of things.
Yeah.
You're trying to grow roses in somebody else's sewage. You know?
Wow.
And
Hold on. Maya says that processing pain without perpetuating pain is rough business. The great intellectual Marsha Warfield said, you trying to grow roses in somebody else's sewage.
Yes.
I'll take it.
Okay. And so when you look at that,
Yeah.
you know, one of the things bother me, we say, I'm not my ancestor. You better not never say that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course you are, because you have an image of your ancestors that's been manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
And once you go in and meet them in your mind and make yourself their ancestors, you have such a different appreciation of the homage they do. And so, yes, because it wasn't no volunteer slave people.
That's right.
It wasn't nobody like, I'd rather stay here.
Exactly.
They was like, if I get a rock, I'm bashing everybody's head in. But they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
And now there's this whole campaign to eliminate the possibility that you will ever hear that in any mainstream
Don't teach it, don't read it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's up to me as the auntie at this point in life, which is how nature planned it, that the people with experience would be around to tell the people who trying to get some.
The griots.
How to get it.
You're a griot now, Marsha Warfield. You are a griot now.
I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a cheerleader. I was thinking about you were talking that the two groups of persons that I've always loved interviewing the most in my 30-plus year career. Make no mistake about it. In no particular order, I love talking to artists. That's why you back here again.
Okay, thank you.
Because artists are always the most engaging. At their best, they're the most transparent. They put their stuff out there on the stage, on the screen, in their songwriting lyrics. I love talking to artists because that's as real as you're going to get. Secondly, I have always, in my career, has been benefited by it greatly. As a matter of fact, whenever somebody dies, people go to my archive to find the interview because when nobody else was talking to them, I was.
Right.
So I've always loved talking to older people. I love talking to, again, our ancestors, our elders. I love having those conversations because there's so much to learn. And I fell in love with that in part because my grandmother, we call Big Mama, lived with us the last 20-plus years of her life. And the love, the honor of being able to sit at her feet, day in and day out. Just listen to Big Mama tell me stories. I said, Big Mama, tell me that story. Boy, I done told you that story 20 times. Tell me one more again. Just tell me again.
Every time she added something.
She added every time. Always a great story. Okay, I got Marsha Warfield for the rest of the hour. I was saying a moment ago that something that she said made me think of a particular clip. This is a classic Marsha Warfield clip. Miles, give it to me, and we'll come forward and continue our dialogue.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and then put them apart and then back together and then apart so that you get kind of a clapping noise for Marsha Warfield.
Thank you. Good evening. Let's try that again. Good evening. All right. Don't f with me, okay? I don't like it. Do we have any black people here? I don't know what makes white people lie about that. But that's sick if you think about it. I like black people. I do. I got some cousins and shit. They're black. Only thing I don't like is when black people come to the show and sit right down front. Suck up all the light. It's great to be black nowadays, though.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A new blood test developed by OHS Unite Cancer Institute detects pancreatic cancer with 85% accuracy using less blood, taking 45 minutes, and costing less than a penny per sample. The Trump administration is rescinding Biden's Title IX guidance on NIL revenue sharing, allowing schools to distribute payments based on the perceived value of sports rather than proportionately to men's and women's sports. Former Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. is renewing his request for a presidential pardon after Trump's pardon of Rod Blagojevich at a Leaders Network meeting in Chicago. He also advocated for pardons for others who have paid their debt to society. And Apple Maps plans to follow Google's lead and rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The change is in response to orders from President Trump. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Love your baby's teeth. Before that first tooth, wipe their gums with a washcloth. When those first teeth come in, use a soft toothbrush and just a tidbit of toothpaste and take them to the dentist by their first birthday. Learn more at loveyourbabiesteeth.com. Brought to you by the LA County Department of Public Health.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers had a rough time in Utah last night. They gave up 131 points to one of the bottom teams in the Western Conference. Utah rolled to a 131-119 victory and snapped the Lakers' 6-game winning streak. Luka Doncic, playing in his second game with the Lakers, had 16 points and 4 assists. The Lakers appeared to have the All-Star break on their minds. They missed 13 free throws. The Clippers got a strong game from Kawhi Leonard in their 128-114 win over Memphis. 25 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals in a season-high 34 minutes for Kawhi. The game of the year so far in women's college basketball has finally arrived. A lot of eyes around the country will be watching number 1 UCLA take on number 6 USC tonight at the Galen Center. More on the UCLA-USC showdown this afternoon. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
paid for by government.com. Did you know the United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time? Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
Life blooms in beautiful ways. The Afia Center invites you to celebrate At the End with Red Gala, honoring the strength and resilience of Black women living with HIV. Join us for an evening of empowerment as we launch the Barbara Cambridge Scholarship and kick off Herstory Month with our theme, Life in Full Bloom. Your support helps create vital HIV programming and builds a future where every voice is heard and every story matters. The End with Red Gala, because every flower deserves to bloom. To learn more and to donate, visit theafiacenter.org.
Sometimes he fails at fitting in, but we're okay with that. You're inside the Tavis Smiley Show.
I like basketball. Only team I hate is the Celtics. I don't like them. I think they're racist. I mean, let's be honest. I think when you get that many white guys on a basketball team, you did that on purpose. Well, yeah, that way they don't have to have no black players. Well, we pay the head. Now, I like the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan.
You can tell that's a Marsha Warfield classic. I pulled that clip from 1987.
Had to be.
Because that ain't the Celtics these days. Not with Jason Tatum and crew. That's not how they look these days. But that joke worked remarkably well when you did it. Just thought I'd pull that out as another example of Marsha's brilliance over the years. In case you've just tuned in, our guest is Marsha Warfield, iconic actress and comedian. We're going to talk a little bit later in this hour about her upcoming show at the Ice House in Pasadena, benefiting the Altadena fire victims. We'll get to that. But this has been a fascinating hour, and I've talked to Marsha many times in my career, and every time I talk to her, I learn something new, something different, which I love talking to her. So we learned earlier today in this show, in case you've just tuned in, that her theme song, Marsha got her own walk-on music. She got her own theme song. When she does stand-up. So Marsha's theme song, written by a brother who also wrote for LTD, wrote for Tavis, etc., and that's who did her theme song, so I ain't mad at Marsha Warfield. Now she's telling me that early in her career, there were two other artists who were very instrumental in helping her. The first was a group called the OJs. So, Marsha, tell me your OJ story.
I had just gotten to Los Angeles and was, trying to get gigs, and it came up that the OJs were going to work out the choreography and everything, work at the show for their new album, the one with "Used to Be My Girl" and that on it, and they were going to do it in Vancouver, and they wanted an opening act. I'm 22, 23 years old, and I got to go to Vancouver and open for the OJs. And then I worked with them and met them a couple other times and hung out. But it was very validating to a young comedian who, has no, like Monique says on the show, y'all ain't going to be like, I ain't no sense in watching it. You're telling everything. But she says she never had a plan B.
Yeah.
I never had one either.
Yeah.
And so to struggle through, be in that struggle stage, and to have the OJs say, come go with us while we do these 4 shows. And
what fascinates me about this is that was to your point earlier in your career, And since you've already sort of given us your age range anyway, it's like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So look back on it and tell me what you think now about the Mighty Mighty OJs giving a black woman, a black female comedian, a chance to open for them 50 years ago. Marsha?
Yeah, that was, I wasn't really looking at it at that time because at that time doors were being opened all the way around.
Right.
And the camaraderie and community that we swear we don't have was coalescing to make all kind of stuff happen for people. And so I kind of accepted the honor without making a big notice, they're taking a woman, you know.
Yeah.
And then when I got the gig to travel to tour with Teddy.
Teddy, hold up. We got to pause for a second.
Okay.
Theodore Pendergrass.
I called him Theodore Pendergrass.
That's it, Theodore. When we say Teddy around here, we just pause for a second. Okay, so you heard the OJ story. I feel a Teddy Pendergrass story coming on. Give me your TP story.
Okay, I got to open for him on tour when he was doing the cowboy look. And
the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And for women, for ladies, the women only concerts.
The all women
concerts. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's still predominantly women.
Yeah.
And I got to go on the road with him and for a few months.
Yeah.
Until he did a new album and was working with Stephanie Mills when they did the Field of Fire.
Right.
So it was 1979 or so. And again, I've been at that point. And in my mind, I'm thinking things are slow and I'm not getting the recognition I want. But by that time, I had worked with Richard Pryor and the OJs and George Duke and a whole bunch of people. And so going on tour with Teddy, that was the first tour I got to do. And,
and what did you see? Just take me inside the arena when Teddy's on stage with all these women screaming and throwing their panties on the stage.
Well, it was, it was madness. And, but they seemed to like me.
Yeah.
Except one time we were working in the round, and there was this one woman, and I love working in the round.
Yeah.
You get laughs all around you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing my set, and people are having a ball, but the stage is moving slowly.
Right.
And there's this one woman, she's talking just loud enough for me I can't stand you. Would you just shut up? You get on my nerves. And I said something to her, but then the stage moved, and I couldn't find her no more to cuss her out some more. But being on, it was magic. I don't have a whole lot of negative stories other than, life intruding on my plans. But working with Teddy was wonderful. I enjoyed every moment.
Theodore Pendergrass, love that nigga. Love him. To your point about hecklers, you told me one time that Paul Mooney had the best heckler line you have ever heard, even to this day, correct?
Correct.
Tell me about that.
Paul had such a sense of Paul that if somebody said something to him during the show, he'd just look at him and go, no. No. And then if they said anything else, he cussed out their mama. But the first thing he said was no. And it stopped things. He was so authoritative and, like I said, so sure of Paul that his no was enough.
Yeah. I was in conversation not too long ago with somebody, and we've all had these conversations. Well, not all of us, but there is something rich about the conversation about the power of the word no. And I've had to learn this, slowly in my life, because people ask you to do this. Can you do this? Can you do this? And I'm grateful for all that I've been blessed with. And so it's just hard for me to tell people no.
Right.
And over the years, I've just had to work at just saying, I just can't do that. You can't do that. I remember talking to Bill Russell one time, speaking of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
The late, great Bill Russell was telling me a story on my TV show on PBS one time about a friend that sort of fell out with him, and he was not having it because this friend asked him to do something, and Bill said, I can't do that. And Russell said, I had done 1,000 other things for this fool, and likely would have done other stuff for him in the future. I just couldn't do that. I wasn't in the mood, didn't have the time, just I wasn't feeling it. I told him no. And Bill said, you would have thought I cussed out his mama, right?
Right.
He's like, you know what? That's not the definition of true friendship.
No.
If I can't tell you no sometime, then what do we have here, right?
Right.
So I remember that story very well. And so I've had to learn the power of the word no. But when you remind me that Paul Mooney did that in concert, whenever he had to encounter a heckler, I can hear in my mind's, I can hear it in my mind's eye. I can see in my mind's eye. I can hear that working.
No.
When you just say, when you look somebody in a, you got a room full of people and you just say no. Just no. You can see how it kind of stops things, right?
Yes.
I was, to your point about Paul Mooney, I know, and Paul was your friend a lot longer than he was my friend. I've been thinking, though, about the field day that Paul Mooney would be having in this Trump moment. Were he around right now?
Yeah. He would be saying no.
Exactly. Exactly.
No.
That's exactly right.
No.
That's what Paul Mooney would be saying, and that's what we need to say. No.
No.
No. Our guest is Marsha Warfield. More with her when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
Interrogating and unpacking. That's what we do around here. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Life blooms in beautiful ways. The Afia Center invites you to celebrate At the End with Red Gala, honoring the strength and resilience of Black women living with HIV. Join us for an evening of empowerment as we launch the Barbara Cambridge Scholarship and kick off Herstory Month with our theme, Life in Full Bloom. Your support helps create vital HIV programming and builds a future where every voice is heard and every story matters. The End with Red Gala, because every flower deserves to bloom. To learn more and to donate, visit theafiacenter.org.
Are you a recent college graduate with a dream of getting a high-paying job in sales? A job where you can grow a lucrative career in multi-platform audio, digital, podcast, social media, and local events, along with world-class training and career growth opportunities. KBLA Talk 1580, located in historic Leimert Park, is currently hiring entry-level account executives for outside sales. Join a team featuring radio hosts Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, Dr. Nee Cordelai Corte, Zoe Williams, and our very own Dominique DePrima. For more information on attending our upcoming career fair, contact SMB at KBLA1580.com today.
Work, 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 work.
He's a paradigm pioneer and the top-rated African-American talk show host in the nation, according to Talkers Magazine. You're tapped in with Tavis Smiley right now.
I was just telling Marsha that, was it yesterday, Miles, that Lakrita from Night Court, was that yesterday? She was here the day before yesterday. 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, your girl was here.
Yes, we worked well. I love working with her.
Yeah.
And even in the beginning when they were rebooting it, and people asking me, was I involved? I'm like, no, that's their show. They're doing their thing. I wish them all the best.
Yeah.
But when I did get a chance to meet her and talk to her, I just told her, I wish for you what Night Court did for me.
Right.
This is your gig now. This is not mine.
Yeah.
I'm here just to support, just to be, to be here. But this is your world, your time. Take this apple and eat it up.
I had never met her before, but she came in studio 2 days ago. Had an amazing. She's a beautiful person.
Yeah.
At Broadway, I got that Broadway backstory, and
she's a gamer.
Book of Mormon. She's a gamer. We talked about that. No, she was a delightful conversation with her, playing Gergs now on the reboot of Night Court. But Marsha Warfield was there first.
And it's airing next week.
It is.
We
It
do
is. Exactly. So we had a great conversation with her. Okay, I'm watching my clock is getting away from me. Okay. So on the 15th of February, what's today's date? Today is the
13th.
13th. So 2 days from now, that's Saturday night?
Yep.
Okay. So this Saturday, February 15th at 7:45, one show only, one night only, one night only. Yeah, speaking of Broadway.
Okay.
One show only, 7:45, Saturday night, February 15th. Slow down, Tavis. One night only, Saturday, February 15th, 7:45 at the Ice House in Pasadena. Marsha Warfield is doing what?
I'm bringing my Midnight in the Marshaverse show with my two comedy sons, Gills Hudson and Stephen Roberts, and we're going to have some fun. If you like your comedy pointed, I got some things to say.
There's a word, pointed.
I got some targeted things to say you might enjoy.
If you like pointed,
yes.
I didn't see that word coming, Marsha. If you like pointed commentary and comedy, you can get that Saturday night. But this is all to raise money for the victims of the Altadena fire. Share a word about that part, Marsha.
Well, early in my career, I had friends that I could count on to feed me, to just provide me with family feeling, and they lived at Altadena, so I spent a lot of time there. Yeah. And when I heard about the devastation, I there's not a whole lot one person could do, but with this opportunity, I get a chance to donate to the Letters from Altadena, which is part of the Letters to Santa charity, and they give directly to victims things they request and need.
Yeah. When you look back on those days where people were looking out for you in Altadena,
right,
and the way that things have worked out for you over your career, what do you think?
Like I said, I'm about celebrating who we are. I think a lot of times we miss the steps it took to get there. We have this TV mentality that thinks, oh, some people went on a walk and then we got freedom. It was a lot of stuff that happened. But when you look at it and being the auntie, my community auntie, I just want to have the opportunity to be able to look at all these young people, younger than me, that's 60 and 65 down, and look at them like auntie and take their face and say, baby, I'm so proud of you. Do you know who you are? Yeah. Do you know who you are? We're not just counting on you to be the future. We're proud of you for being who you are in this moment. Yeah. And so don't ever wonder. And when you need somebody to look at you and tell you how proud they are of you, we're going to be here. I'm going to get a whole squad of aunties and uncles and mothers and have them on the ready, because that's the way nature planned it.
If you ever need a shot in the arm, just call Marsha Warfield.
There you go.
And she'll give you the love you need to help you navigate the crisis that you're going through. Our remaining moments with iconic comedian and actress Marsha Warfield, appearing this Saturday at the Ice House in Pasadena. One night only, one show only, 7:45 this Saturday, February 15th. Marsha Warfield, our remaining moments with her when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
For all the freedom-loving folk, this is Tavis Smiley.
I feel like freedom.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You've lost so much weight. How'd you do it?
I got medical treatment for weight loss through Zelty and lost 50 pounds. I struggled for the longest time, but Zelty makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelty providers can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others.
I've heard those medications can help you lose weight, but aren't they expensive?
Zelty can help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
What if you don't have insurance?
No problem. Zelty may be able to help you get other GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% off the price of name brand medications.
I'm ready to start losing weight. How do I get started with Zelty?
Just text.
Text SUNNY to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text SUNNY to 200-300. That's SUNNY to 200-300. SUNNY to 200-300.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
Freedom is an endless meeting. So let's get back to it with Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley and Marsha Warfield. Just a few minutes here left. Enough time for me to tell you some of the stuff that Marsha Warfield is doing. She's a busy sister. So Midnight in the Marshaverse. Tonight's episode is Monique.
Monique, I think you're going to really enjoy it.
I'm going to check it out myself. Because I obviously I know you. I know Monique. I can't imagine the two M's. Y'all M&M's.
Okay.
The M&M's tonight. Marsha and Monique together. I can't imagine what that conversation is going to be like. But I want to hear that.
It was fun.
I can only imagine. So we'll check that out. That drops tonight at midnight. Night Court, of course, is in its reboot. I was saying to Laquita the other day that these reboots don't always work.
Yeah.
They've tried to bring back a whole lot of stuff.
They got a real funny crew put together. And Night Court, the original, took a few years to get that. I didn't start until the start of the fourth season.
Right.
So to get the final crew took a while. But I enjoy working there. It's one of the nicest, most stress-free shows out.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they have honored you and you have blessed them by doing it a second time.
It works both ways.
It works both ways, indeed it does. So Night Court has been rebooted, and you can see Marsha Warfield on that. And again, this Saturday, Miles, you better team me up some auntie music to get Marsha out of here. Give me some auntie music. This Saturday, 7:45. And there you go.
There you go.
There's auntie music. This Saturday, 7:45. One night, one show only, February the 15th at the Ice House in Pasadena. It's Marsha Warfield and crew doing the show to raise money for the victims of the Altadena fire. Everybody is doing their part. And I heard Marsha's point earlier that, one person can only do so much. But when each one person does what they can do, it matters, right?
A whole bunch of drops of water is just a bunch of drops of water, but put them all together, you can get an ocean.
That's exactly right.
And we have that power in our voice. Keep speaking on it.
I love it. That's how you close the show. 3 hours just gone so fast, but I love this final hour today with Marsha Warfield. Tomorrow is Friday, so tomorrow's the best of Tavis Smiley. So many choices this week, great conversations, but we'll bring you 3 hours. We'll reprise 3 hours tomorrow you may have missed over the course of this week on the best of Tavis Smiley, and what a week it has been. Marsha Warfield, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I just love you.
I love you back, and thank you so much for having me.
Until next time, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A new blood test developed by OHS Unite Cancer Institute detects pancreatic cancer with 85% accuracy using less blood, taking 45 minutes, and costing less than a penny per sample. The Trump administration is rescinding Biden's Title IX guidance on NIL revenue sharing, allowing schools to distribute payments based on the perceived value of sports rather than proportionately to men's and women's sports. Former Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. is renewing his request for a presidential pardon after Trump's pardon of Rod Blagojevich at a Leaders Network meeting in Chicago. He also advocated for pardons for others who have paid their debt to society. And Apple Maps plans to follow Google's lead and rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The change is in response to orders from President Trump. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
If you or someone you know is affected by the Los Angeles wildfires, you are not alone. No matter how sad, scared, or heartbroken you feel, CalHope is here for you and all those affected by the devastating wildfires. Find free, safe, and confidential mental health support at calhope.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The capital of women's college basketball is in Los Angeles tonight. 2 of the nation's top 10 programs are right here in our city, and they're meeting up tonight at a sold-out Galen Center. Undefeated UCLA, number 1 in the country since late November, faces number 6 USC in a game that is certain to attract huge interest nationwide. This is the first time UCLA and USC are playing each other as members of the Big Ten Conference. In their first year in the Big Ten, both teams have been dominant with a combined 22-1 record in the conference. UCLA is 11-0 in the Big Ten. Interesting game for USC sophomore Juju Watkins, the All-American from Compton. Watkins is shooting only 31% in the last 4 games, including just 16% on 3-pointers. USC Nation hopes Watkins kicks her slump to the curb tonight. 7 p.m. tip-off for the showdown, live TV coverage on the Peacock channel. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Somebody
We count it all joy that you have joined us on Truth Time on this day. You could be doing any other thing, but you are here with us. So Dr. West and myself, we are elated. Today, as you know, is Teach In Thursdays. That is what we are going to do today. And the person that we are lifting up to talk a little more deeply about and hopefully give you some nuggets and some kernels and some knowledge about this person that you did not necessarily know, or help you to see this person in a different light. And that is